You guys got what you needed? All right, you can stay here for a week, but really, I think if you play your cards right, you can stay here as long as you want. Congratulations, welcome home. This next song is about the before times when we didn't know about Tompkins Court Park, and we had never played here, and things were kind of lonely, and we did this song called Mannequin Blues when love was a little bit harder to find. Here we go. Lost my head again, and just as I was panicking, I saw a pretty suit and stole the kind that I never wore, but underneath everything there was what it should be.
Welcome back, viewers. It's James Comm, your half-assed reporter, the guy on the bike. Special shout out to our viewers in Austin, Texas, Tel Aviv, and France. We're gonna run in here for a little pop-up show by one of today's It Girls, Julie Curtis, and the title of the show is Square One. Well, as I understand it, this was an exhibition that was originally scheduled for FIAC, the Parisian art fair, that was scrapped due to the pandemic. And I think it's interesting that Anton Kern has a space on 56th Street, very close to, not close, it's in the middle of Midtown, and he still decided to present this here on the Lower East Side. Well, wanted to come in and see this show because Julie has been getting a lot of press lately. This piece is titled Selfie 1 2020, oil and acrylic and vinyl on canvas, 30 by 40 inches. Well, I think I saw Julie's work for the first time in the back room at the Hole, in Kathy Grayson's office. And, well, I looked at it and thought, gosh, is this a Christina Romberg painting? This is one of the problems with having been around the art scene for a few years, is that you start to see a lot of artists, and it's always interesting to kind of track careers and influences and art movements and things. And yeah, I always well, don't really like having to find the list on the cell phone, but what can you do? This piece is not listed, I would say that it's probably about 84 by 36 inches, something like that. As I understand, Julie is a young artist, I guess, who grew up in Paris, and at some point she did come to the United States, and I think that she actually did spend some time. Maybe she studied at the Art Institute of Chicago, something like that. So she had some first-hand experiences with the Chicago School, which Christina was a part of, a major part of. This piece is titled Drain. And I would say this is probably about 52 by 72, something like that. So there have been people that have been noticing, and some of them were criticizing Julie as being a, well, wouldn't say an imitator of, but has been strongly influenced by Christina. And well, I'm one of those people that doesn't think that that's particularly bad if you can take it into a new direction. You know, it was a very similar situation with Dana Schutz when she sort of broke through about 10 years ago, and people were saying that the work looked a lot like Judith Linaire, and at some point they kept harping on this until Dana came out and said, yeah, okay, yeah, I like her. Her work is good. It's kind of influenced me. Titled Entre Chine et Loop 2020. It's 36 by 36. Acrylic and oil and vinyl on canvas. Well, it'd be interesting to know what part of this is the vinyl. That little moon, I guess, in the landscape on the edge is kind of an interesting touch. Let's take a look at a sculpture here. Oh, that looks yummy. It's titled Last Embrace 2020. Self-hardened clay, resin, wax, and ceramic. 10 by 7 by 5.5. Here's a suite of drawings. This fuzzy heel, airbrushed acrylic and gouache on paper, 10 1/4 by 14 1/4. Well, Julie is a wonderful technician. This is Eclosion 2019, airbrushed acrylic and gouache on paper. Okay, I'm not going to give you the title of this one. It's one of the motifs that Julie works with a lot is the braid of hair, the coil of hair. kind of like the way that Julie has some compositional tricks that she uses, the symmetry that just is slightly out of balance. And well, this kind of gets into a more of a fetishistic image. Okay, I like this piece. This is maybe my favorite piece in the show. La Machine. 48 by 60. Well, I mentioned Christina Romberg, and I think another kind of artist who has fallen into obscurity was one of the maybe early practitioners of something like pop art. He was an Italian artist, Domenico Noli, Gnoli, and well, he dealt with a lot of figurative things, but they would be tiny details, or they would be cropped in such a way that they would take on a much more abstract quality. Julie does get a pretty immaculate surface on these. As a matter of fact, I think that's probably one of her greatest qualities, is the illusion of these surfaces. Yes, it's a pop-up. Well, this one is also not listed on the cell phone directory.
Also, but we just did a pop-up. Oh, Christy. And so there's some letters under This is fantastic. Yeah, I feel like this artist showed 2 years ago, last year, up to in the Uptown Place. Yeah. So amazing.
Okay, well, she's not wearing her mask the right way, but yeah, the girl with the pearl earring.
Wow, we tried Sunday. I think Sunday seems slow, but it might be good. This is more, it's a lot more walking. Bang opposite, and it's Christie, it's 195 Christie, so it's just right up on the whole.
So this is Mavis Chang, Mavis Sang, 2020. Just 30 by 25. Okay, I was given the notice that I should look under the table here. Well, I have to say that one of the things I find intriguing about the work is there's almost a sense of total silence, and then you have a kind of a rebus, a little visual puzzle that you have to look at and try to figure out.
I love having so fun being down here. We go actually the end of the year, so we'll see. But we got to do amazing price. All out.
This is Vis-a-Vis 2020. Paper mache structure, synthetic and human hair, hot glue. This is great. This almost incorporates many of Julie's devices. So we've got the hair kind of being shaped into something else, the empty presences. Okay, well, we're going to wrap up our little pop-up visit looking at this. Uppercut 2020. Acrylic and oil and vinyl on canvas is 48 by 34. And yeah, that's a beautifully rendered pearl necklace. This is also a nice kind of funny image. You know, it is interesting that her figure pieces almost have a sculptural sense in that it's not like they're in any kind of dynamic motion. It's all pretty statuesque and static. Also, I was going to say, I think the other thing that got a lot of people's attention about Julie is that I believe one of the pieces recently went at auction for something like $400,000. So, boy, in the New York art scene, that is what attracts people's attention. James Com reporting on Julie Curtis, Square One.
Get away from me, it just don't feel right.
With a pop-up on Allen Street in Houston. You can like this, share, recommend it to your friends, post it to all your social media sites, and you can leave your thoughts, ideas, comments, criticisms, and reviews below, and you can subscribe. And I'm going to run over to the paint store now, but before I do, I'm going to say thank you, Kate. Pink clouds! Yeah!
I wasn't expecting so many of you out here on a Sunday night when it's already on. Oh my goodness, it's cold and you guys are